Hello. So I think we might wait for like another minute. Thank you so much for all the attendance that got here on time, and we'll start very soon. Okay, I'm gonna start by sharing my Textura screen. Okay, so I guess let's get started. This webinar is recorded, so if you missed like few like first seconds or anything, you can always be able to watch the recording after. And we've made this special webinar for you with the fabrics that you've sent us. So thank you so much for everyone who submitted their fabric. It was a great pleasure for me and the team, and Sophia, our customer success that is here with me to check your fabrics and work on them and try to find the best solution. So thank you for the opportunity. In the handout of this webinar, you will be able to find fabrics by Textura. Those fabric will be either similar, of course, not identical to the one you've sent, but as some of the questions we were asked were regarding either gradient or rib fabrics or seersuckers fabrics. So those are the type of fabrics that I placed for you in the handout, and you're welcome to download them, try along with me, or watch the recording after so you can try everything by yourself. And let's get started. And of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to write them in the chat of this webinar. I'll do my best to answer on the go, but just in case I won't be able, then don't worry. We'll get all your questions and we'll be able to answer you by email right after. So you're welcome to ask, try, and that's it, I guess. Let's just get started. Okay, so a few of the questions that we received were actually dealing with gradient issues. So it's very important. Let's see, I'm going to show, I have all the fabrics that I've prepared for you right here. Yeah, the shared screen shows everything. I feel like a lot of the issues with tiling fabrics actually got from the very first step where we scan our fabrics. So we are going to talk about this part, which is like we had several scan issues with, I guess, most of the fabrics that were sent to us. So I'm happy to guide you through. And let's see, I have these fabrics here, for example, that has like, I'll hit here new material, create material from scan image. I do assume that everyone who are attending this webinar are already working with Textura and doing professional tiling. Of course, if not, you're more than welcome to join our tiling webinars for beginners. I'll be happy to see you there as well, but I'm just going to continue assuming all of you already passed that steps. So new materials, and first I'm going to go for the for these ones, for the gradient. So the fabric you see right here, if I'll hit on that preview, then you see that a lot of the issue is actually a gradient. Now the thing with the scanner, once you close the scanner lid, then yes, it happens that lights come through either, from the right, from the left side, and there could be areas of more light leaking. So there's more like darker, brighter areas, and it's actually very simple to get rid of those areas in Textura. So we have here the gradient removal tool. And if I'll click that one, for that image, for example, it's going to tell me that there's a pixels limit for the gradient. But I have no problem, as this fabric, as you can see, has no pattern that I can't achieve within those boundaries. So that's perfectly fine with me. And actually, by keeping those boundaries, then Textura will work much faster as well with less pixels. So I'll hit apply here. And now once I've got the pixel dimension that I need, I'm going to hit gradient removal again. And here I need to choose a part of the fabric that contain all the colors that I need. And here it's actually pretty simple, as this fabric is mainly that pink, I would say brownish little bit pixels. But right here you see when I zoomed out, that already look like a much homogeneous fabric. So it's going to be much easier to work with. I'm going to hit apply. And now that's my fabric sample that looks like a single color. Now another thing about that fabric, it's 300 DPI, and I know we're all very used to work with 300 for graphic design, but when it comes to fabric, it's just not enough to really zoom out into the threads. So that's another issue here. It still works if you're gonna have an okay fabric, but I do assume that all of us are here because we're not trying to get an okay fabric, but a perfect fabric. Still, I'm gonna finish that one. So that's actually what I'm showing you right now is the trick that I'm using. I'm gonna use crop without cropping, meaning I'm checking the boundaries that I want. I'll hit grid here. And I want to make sure that the boundaries match. Like, okay, so I've got those. I'm going to zoom in here as well. I want to have that pixel here with that pixel here. I want to do the same thing on the left and the right. Okay, here. Let's go here. So again, I want to go here, one here, and now I need to fix the other side. Okay, let's see that one. 1, 2. Yeah, I've got that checkboard here. Okay, so my next goal, I'm going to zoom out here. I'm not going to crop. That's super important. I'm going to download guides, which means I'm just dragging the guides from the rulers to the right place. Drag another guide here, another guide here, another guide here. And now I'm going to hit discard. Don't hit apply. Now, the reason for that, I'll hit discard. I stayed with the boundaries. I'm going to turn on the preview again. And now my goal is the Tiling Assistant tool. The Tiling Assistant needs about 20% area around my selection area to be able to work. So that's why with the crop tool, I'm choosing a boundaries that is approximately leaving 20% out. And I'm making sure that if it's got like the right repeat where I need it. And now I'm going to hit Tiling Assistant. And I'm going to drag that square, left click and drag. I'm going to zoom in to arrange the boundaries. And if the Tiling Assistant is designed to work, like once you don't touch it for a few seconds, it just starts to work. So let's say, for example, you didn't really zoom in on time, like you don't need to rush. It's an AI. The AI works for you. That means if something happened, if you didn't make it to the right spot before it starts to work, don't worry. Let it finish. It's like a few seconds. And then you zoom in, you fix the area, and it works again for you. So here I'm going to turn on the grid. I'll make sure that I have a seamless repeat here. And as I said, 300 is not enough. So I don't really see the threads here, but I do see that checkboard thing that I'm looking for. And that looks about right. So I'm going to hit apply. And that's it for this one. I'm just going to create material. Yes, few minutes. And we have one fabric ready without the gradient. Now, I'm going to show you another fabric that was assigned by a customer, and thank you so much for sending it. And again, we had an issue with the scans here, so I'm going to show you what not to do. And then I'm going to make a similar, not identical fabric. Now here I've got that rib knit, and the thing here for the file info, it's 144 DPI for the scanner. So it's really important to set your scanner to be above 600. We do recommend 800. 1200 is the maximum, so don't go above that because you will exceed the boundaries of the pixels of Textura. But as you can see, for 144, if I'll zoom in, I just see the pixels. I mean, it's great for an artwork, but that won't make a perfect tiling. Now, for this fabric, for example, I did try to resemble the resolution in Photoshop to change the resolution. But even if I'll or also in Textura, let's say, for example, you scan something that is 600 and suddenly you uploaded it and you get 580, 599. You can fix that here, but I can't fix from 144 to 300. That doesn't help. I'm still getting all those pixels. So again, thank you for submitting the file, and I encourage you to send me, like, if after that webinar you see that I've treated a similar, not identical fabric to yours, and you still need and want help with your fabric, please send it over. You've got my email, you've got all my details. I'm right here for you. So I'm going to leave this one without saving, and the previous fabric is or now in processing, so we will get to the next one. And what I'm going to do now, since this one was a knit rib, I'm just going to choose similar, not identical, and those two ribs are in the handout ready for you to try them. So I'm going to open that one, and I know that my scan was 1200, so next. And here you can change the fabric name. Usually, like just for me, I like to write down the method that I used for tiling. So TT for me is Tiling Tools. You're welcome, of course, to write whatever you want. Now, two things. I'm going to show you how I work in One Way Go. Some of the attendance for that webinar has the free account for Textura. And I assume some of you has the workflow. So I am going to show you both. And in case you're interested in a separate webinar for workflow, please write me, and we'll be more than happy to invite you to such webinar, as I think that workflow has great opportunities and really convenient for work. But for this one, we're going to try it in a One Way Go as the free account. So here I have the preview. And my first goal when tiling a fabric is to align it. So I'm going to go for the alignment tool. There we go. And with the alignment tool, I'm always trying to align in the middle. I'm taking both horizontal and vertical in the middle because I assume that from the sides, I can still crop. And so I will align the middle part of the fabric. In case, it got stretched a little bit, something happened in the scanner, those things happen. So aligning the middle is safer, I guess I can call it. Okay, there we go. All the way to the other side, zooming in and out, and okay. And I'm going to check the results. Okay, looks like it's pretty aligned. And I'm going to hit auto detect here. And for this one, actually, I think we're doing pretty good with the other side. So I'm just going to hit apply. Okay, and now I'm going to hit crop for, let's see if I have pixel that moves a little bit because of my alignment. Yeah, and as I said, I see that like the middle part was better aligned than the sides. Okay, so let's try another trick. There are two ways to align. There's the alignment tool, which is like pretty straightforward. And for the crop tool, you also have shortcuts. So you can use the skew or the rotate to align as well. Let's say, for example, that you scan a fabric that is really rotated. If you take the alignment tool, it will move the pixels, and it's a raster image, a PNG image, or a JPEG, so it will somehow affect the pixels of the image. Crop tool doesn't affect the pixels of the image. So I mean, if I'll rotate the fabric, if my fabric is really bad aligned, and I'll rotate it first, and then I'll leave like a tiny place for the alignment, it's going to be safer to maintain the quality of my work. So another way to, let's say, because I want to make sure that this part is also aligned, I'll zoom in here. And in a way, I feel like you're working on the left side, you see the result on the right. So it might take a minute to adjust. It's a little bit like working with Wacom, let's say. So you work on one place, you see the result on another one. I'll turn on the grid. Okay, let's see if I can align those. And what I want to do, I'm going to hit Control, and I'm going to move those a little bit. You see that moved unevenly. I've opened that gate, but I'm going to crop that part anyway, because I want to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to crop that, and I want to make sure that I'm right on the line when I'm cropping. And I do this by adjusting that crop tool with, like here, for example, I press Control, and I can align just one side of it. And this way I will make sure that the entire yarn, that knitting braid is completely straight. So I still have, no, that's not too bad. And I'm going to align them again in the next phase. I'll show you. I think that's pretty good actually. So let's see from the other side that I don't have some extras. There we go. One down, one up. Yep, pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to hit apply, first phase, just the alignment. Okay, cool. Now, again, I'm going to go for the trick. So my goal is to use the tiling assistant, but I need 20% around for that. And with the rib fabric, I believe like the secret charm, I don't know how to call it, but the way to do it is to make sure it's perfectly aligned, because otherwise tiling assistant will look for a way for you. If it's perfectly aligned, they know, okay, the stripes go from here to here. That's how I need to work. And okay, so I'm gonna use the crop to just choose my boundaries. I'm not gonna crop. So one here to the start and to the end. I mean, if I would say, like, you know, theoretically or not theoretically, like most professional textile designer could be choosing their boundaries just with the guides. But I think it's so much more comfortable when you get to see the repeat on the other side. And, you know, if you made any mistakes, or let's say, for example, if this one is getting narrowed on some side, if I'm really on the right place. Okay, so it looks like right on the start. No, right on the start, right on the end. Yep, double knitting stripe here. Okay, that's what I meant. I proved my concept. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and up here. And what I'm checking now, that if after my crop, those lines are still perfectly aligned, and they are. So I'm gonna drag those guides here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And I'm going to hit discard. Super important. Don't hit apply. We want the 20% extra around. I just want my guides. Okay, I'm going to go for the tiling assistant. And now I'm choosing, it doesn't let you click right on the rulers. So I just click here and I'll zoom in to organize the perfect spot. And as I said, even if it works like a minute before you reach to the perfect place, no problem. You just arrange the area again. Okay, there we go. Let the AI works for me. Best part, right? And that's my grid here. Okay, I'm not super happy with the selection here, I must admit. What it did, it made the boundaries perfect, but this part is not perfect. Okay, so there's two options. One option will be to hit apply and fix it with the clone tool. If that area that is not perfectly aligned doesn't work for you. I'm going to hit discard. I'll show you why. Another trick that I found is using the alignment tool in the boundaries of my repeat. Because right now I use the alignment tool for the edge. And I'm not right at the edge, right? So I'm going to use the alignment tool again. A little bit without seeing exactly what's going on, but I found out it works. So if something works, I'll do it. Okay, so right at the end of the knit here. And right at the end of the knit here. There we go. I'll hit auto detect, even though I'm not really going for the other side. So I'll hit apply. And now one more thing. I also think I'm showing you with the crop tool a little bit of a move because I've placed my crop tool right at the borders. And I think that if my boundaries were actually in the middle of the braid, it would work better. So I'm going to try that. Okay, so after I place my boundaries, and I'm also checking my alignment, you see now it looks perfect because I align by the middle of my selection and not by the edge. I'm going to move, if I'm standing in the middle of the crop, of the area that I choose to crop, I got that cross sign. Okay, and you know what? I want to do two things here. One, I want to get rid of, if I'll do the tiling assistant now, I will have that spot repeating. So it's either, again, doing that, hitting apply, and remove it with the clone tools. But really, it's like a rip. Nothing would happen if I'll go here, right? So, and that way I will have less work after. Okay, so I am in the right place. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my crop and move it to the middle of that braid. I'm going to let the AI work here and not at the boundaries. If this fabric had like a pattern and then let's say a white area or more solid areas, I would let the AI work in the solid areas. So I found out that works better. Okay, so I fixed my guides. And I'm going to hit discard. And I'll hit tiling assistant again. Okay. There we go, right at the border. I'm going to zoom in and fix the outer edge. And again, if it worked a minute before you fix it, no worries, just fix it again. And okay. Still not perfect. A little bit better, but still not perfect. Okay, I'm going to make the AI works for me. Again, I have the cross sign in the middle. I'll just move it a little bit. Again, to the other spot, but let's see if it's going to make a better work. Okay. I'm going to, no. I'm going to use, let's see. Okay, I'm going to remove some part here. I want to see if it's going to make it better. Like, again, what I've got here is okay. I want to have perfect. I'm just making the AI works again and again for me. That's mostly what I do here. There we go. Nailed it. Okay, now I'm happy. It took 2-3 minutes extra, but yeah, I am happy with that result. The lines look pretty straight. And yeah, if I would find like something tiny, then I can definitely like fix that a little bit here, but most of it looks really good. So I'll hit apply. There we go. Now, what I'm gonna do next, you see, like I'm not fully happy with that move. I can hit the clone tool. There we go, clone tool. Come here. Okay, I'll take out those guides. That looks pretty good. Where was that area that I wasn't fully happy about? I'll take the clone tool size, brush size to the size of my knit. And I think probably, yeah, this one. Let's see where it is in the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, was this one. Okay, I'm gonna take another one. Another part of the braid. I'll hit Alt, take that part, make sure they match, take it back to the right place. Cool. Okay, now I'm happy. I was a bit picky here, but now I'm happy. I'm gonna hit let's see what happened to the size of my, there you go, apply. And that's it. I'm pretty happy here. So I'm going to create a material. And since I've already created that material yesterday, trying that out, so I can show you, this one went to processing, but I can show you that material ready. Okay, so that's the one I've made yesterday. That's the maps, pretty, and then you've got it here. And I can take it for the different lighting. I kind of like to use that lighting. It lets me see like better with all the stripes. And I think we're ready to go for the next one. So I had 2 ribs in the handout, but I really want to leave time for the 6 seersucker that is a bit more complicated. So, you know, if you want, write me and I can go back to the other rib. You're welcome to use them both. I'm going to go for the next one now. So next fabric that was assigned by our customer was a seersucker. And okay, I'm just going to upload it and then we can definitely talk about it. Okay, so this one, where is the scan? Seersucker is here. Yep. Let's take this one from here. Okay, so the seersucker here has few issues, and I would say those issues could be a result of few circumstances. So we've got here all those blurry areas. With the nature of the seersucker, it's not fully flat. So I think it will be like a matter of kind of like a give and take game. I mean, there's a need to close the scanner lid properly. Yes, it might press the seersucker in some places. So, and it's also, from what I realize, it's dependent on the seersucker because some of them are more, have more like heights, and some of them I will show you with the handout. You'll see that Textura has like one type that is kind of wavy, and the other one is more flat. But I think for this fabric, it's either that the scanner lid was not really closed properly, or a combination of the fact that this fabric is also a mesostructure, means it's not completely flat. Textura doesn't officially support fabrics that are mesostructure, that has different height. However, we do have pretty good results of other seersuckers. So I am going to tile this one to get the best out of it, and I will show you how to tile other types of seersucker that doesn't have that blurry area issues. So when I'm eating the preview, what I realized that actually the best area for my fabric will be here. So that bottom part. So I'm gonna eat now crop first, because I don't want to deal with that blurry area here. Should I wonder if I should eat? Okay, yeah, let's do rotate. If you step here with the crop tool, then you get the rotate option. And I can also align the stripes with the rotate. Yep, not bad. Okay. No, I will need to align them anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to go that far. There we go, taking it back. Okay, so I will use the control with the skew. And in case you forget any of the shortcuts, they're right here. So there we go. Okay, so control with a skew. I want to get to the edge of that black. And control with a skew will get to the edge of that black. I'm going to keep as much as I can from the area that I know that is not blurry. That's the bottom. Okay, skew here. There we go. What's going on here? Okay, which one do I want? This one. Okay, so that's one way to align. Let's hit apply. There we go. Okay, so still, I guess, yeah, I could say better, but I still have all that blurry chunk that's really it's gonna repeat in all the fabrics, so that's another problem. And now I also must admit I've tiled this fabric twice. I've reached 2 results that I'm going to show you, and here I was kind of thinking, because it's really up to you what will be a good result for you, because I can either tile like just this very small tiny chunk of fabric. I mean, to go, let's say I would go all the way up down here, and you see this fabric doesn't have that many blurry areas, so that would be one option. And then when I get, like, when you tile a fabric, there's like here, for example, this checkboard or that repeat. I can get as much as I need from the repeat from a very tiny area. But with a fabric, the larger area that you take for the repeat will give you more variation, because let's say, for example, that I have certain spot here, it will repeat and repeat again and again. So it's really up to you. If in that case you would prefer, and I'm going to change the color here, if you would prefer to tile like that part and have that fabric ready as it is without a blurry area, that's like one option. Or if you prefer to have bigger area, and then let's say with the clone tool you can remove some of them. I wouldn't remove all those like heights and those changes that I have in the fabric, because then I would remove the nature of the fabric. Okay, so here I'm going to discard first. I've done the crop that I wanted. I wanted the extra part for that blurry. Okay, but I'll do crop. I'll do the alignment first. Okay, left click here, and click here, turn on the grid, make sure they're right on the right place. Black and black, yeah, I'm still not pretty good. Auto detect will let you switch to the either horizontal or the other side, horizontal or vertical. And so left click here. There we go, pretty good. Okay, I'll hit apply. Okay, now I have the crop for the alignment trick, but first I'm going to do a real crop because I'm afraid that if I'll do alignment, if I'll do Tiling Assistant, when I have the blurry area that is right up here, I don't want the AI to choose part of that blurry area and thinks that it needs to repeat it. And the whole idea that AI works for you is because it will look for the longest way that match all the pixels of the same color, and it will seamlessly tile the fabric for you. In the contrary, if you would tile that fabric with a clone tool, you would have a border of clone tools all the way. So it's quite a lot of extra work with the clone tool, and they also leave a mark on the textures maps. So the Tiling Assistant, the AI, kind of resolve all that issues for you. But as I'm afraid that it will choose part of the blurry, so I'll hit apply here, just to take that part out, so it won't consider that as part of my repeat. Now it's my trick, crop without crop. I like it. So 20%, leaving 20% out. One here, one here, all the way. End of the black, start of the black. Let's see if I've got them right. No, that's double gray, so I don't have them on the right area. There we go. I needed gray, white, and not to have double black, not to have double gray. So that's what I said. Like, I could do that with the guides, but just with the guides and save time. But once I hit the crop, then it's easier for me to see what's going on. And they're not perfectly aligned here as well. So two things. Since it's in the middle of the fabric, okay. So right now I'm standing on the middle with that cross sign. I'm gonna, as I said before, I'm gonna move it to a lighter solid color area. I don't want the AI to work right at the border. Now I'm gonna bring the guides. Okay, and one down here. There we go, and I'll hit discard. Next trick, I'll do alignment in the middle. Even though I won't see perfectly the results, unless if I'll try the crop and discard again, I still want to like make sure they're most aligned as possible for the Tiling Assistant. Otherwise, it will try to align them for me, and I don't. You see, like there's a gap now, but you know I'm gonna hit apply. I want it to the other side as well, right? Yeah, I'll do the other side as well. Sorry. 2 steps for me. Do it in one if you can. Okay, so one goes here to the end of my borders here. Yep, also a change. I'm going to check myself with the crop. I want to see if I'm correct and if now they're matched when if I would do the crop, which I'm not going to do. Okay, one down here, and down here. Yep, they match. So I'll assume they'll do the same here for me. There you go. Yep, perfectly matched. Discard. I got the boundaries that I wanted. Tiling Assistant. Okay, so left click and drag. Okay, and I want to fix that boundary here to the right place. And I want to, okay, that's what I said. This right here I'm like missing 2 pixels. I'll see if that's gonna be an issue. Yeah, it made one of my stripes smaller, thinner, but that's not a problem because I'm just gonna fix the boundaries and make the AI work again. It worked like a minute before I got to the spot there. This one gonna do the same. I want it to be exactly on the boundaries that I set. Ah, come on. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So that's the boundaries. And it got the boundaries perfect. And I can see that what the AI did, it puts the place where it fixed the alignment is here. But that's actually only here and here. I think that's not too bad. I can fix that with a clone tool, of course. Like, I mean, I'm not going to leave it that way, but I can definitely fix that row with the clone tool. I might check again if all the boundaries are in the right place. And if they are, then I'll just hit. Okay, let's give it one more try. Otherwise, I would just go for the clone tool. So, because it was really close. There you go. Oh, same idea, I guess. I need to fix that area, but I'll hit apply and go for the clone. Okay, clone tools. And okay, you know what? 1, 2, 3 gonna be fixed with brush size here. Okay, so my plan here is to take that row that is pretty good here. No. Okay, sorry. Again, I'm gonna take that row. I know here that area is good, but I can rely on it when I'm placing to see that I really got the perfect spot. See, like here, I want to make sure I've got the perfect match between the stripes. Again, there we go. Okay, so now also that square here is a little bit more blurry. So it's really up to you. I mean, once you work on that, I can also make sure it's going to be clear. I can fix all of them. I can work with it. I've got this one a little bit too much. Sorry about that. I'll fix that. Like here, for example, now I've got the white brighter. So when I was working on the smaller chunk, then I actually really, I could really get into each square and see if I want to fix all of them. Fixing all of them will result in changing the nature of the fabrics. Again, give and take. But I will also going to show you in a second what to do with a seersucker that is can properly without those area. Okay, so let's again. I'm trying with an area that is good, and I'm climbing up here. I need that border. Pretty good. Okay. Okay. What else? This one. Yeah. It's like I think the dark area, it's actually because it's kind of the blurry area and not because of the color of the fabric. So there we go. Textile work does take time, right? Doesn't matter if it's real life or digital. So let's see, I can fix those areas as well. I kind of like that better. Not too bad. Okay, this one, yeah. I think I might proceed in a second for another fabric. I mean, I don't want to make you see. I don't want to make you see me pressing clone tools for too long. It is possible, and I can make those lines perfect. But for now, I think I'm gonna hit apply again. There we go. I'll do that. Sorry about I'll hit apply. Okay, and I'm gonna show you this fabric that is ready with the no, continue tiling. Sorry, what have I done? I forgot. I hit apply and I forgot to create material. Okay, I'm so eager to show you the results of the two version that I finished for that fabric. Okay, so create a material. Now, I've made this fabric twice. One of them was the method that I just showed you with the larger chunk of the fabric. So where is this one? There we go. It's right here. Okay, so for this version, see, I kept the blurry areas. I got the stripes perfect. I worked on some of them with the clone tool, and then when it's arranged for a garment, that's how it looks like. And then there's right here, there's a smaller chunk. And here for the 2D, my 2D is actually just that. So I took the lower part of the fabric where it didn't have that much blurry area. And also it was easier for me to work here with the clone tools because of course there's less work to do. I didn't want to fix everything because then I would ruin the nature of the fabric. And this fabric, when it's tiled on a garment, looks like that. So I think it's a bit better actually, but it's really up to you. And I would definitely would have tried to scan that fabric again and try to get like the better scan you have before you start, then the less work you're gonna do when you're working on the tiling process. Now, for the next fabric, what I'm gonna do now is that's my workflow. So I'm gonna walk you through the workflow in a second. I'm gonna use there are two seersuckers by Textura on the handouts. Let's do one of them. One of them is like more flat, and the other one is more wavy. So I'm going to take the other one. Okay, create material from scan. Let's do this one. 1200. I'll hit next. And here, that's our last fabric for today. I'll write TT because that's my way of saying I've done that fabric with tiling tools. You can write a description. Now, a few things that are different. Until now, all the fabrics we tiled were, I would call it, one-way go. I mean, you upload the fabrics, and then you just need to go all the way through with the tiling tools. And so that's also a great way to work. And if it's comfortable for you, then wonderful. I'm going to show you the benefits of the enterprise as well. So if I upload that fabric, and let's say, for example, I'm not working just for myself, maybe I'm using Mills that will do the scans for me. So enterprise account can have multi-Mills brand that can scan the fabric for him. So right now, let's say if I would use send to multi-mill brand, then that fabric will not be on my account anymore. I just scan it and send it to someone else. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the none. I'm going to keep this one for me. So, and again, the other thing that we did till now is we've done with all the tiling tools and only then created a material. Perfect, also great way to work, but let's look at the more, I find it more comfortable. I can hit now with the enterprise, create material. And uploading. There we go, understood. And if I hit here, I have my waiting queen, waiting line. So my fabric just wait for a second to process and it will go back for that waiting. I'll hit refresh. It will be here in a second. So the idea about that workflow is that you can upload, let's say, for example, I'm working on 20 fabrics. I can upload all of them. I can have them waiting here for me to start to work. I'll hit refresh again. Okay, still here. A few seconds ago. There we go. Okay. So that's my fabric right here. So now when I want to work on that fabric, let's say, for example, I'm going for tiling tools. And I'm going to hit alignment. And with the alignment, I'm working exactly the same way. So with the tiling tool, everything works exactly the same with minor comfortable changes. Okay, so I'll hit auto detect here. I align the other side. One goes here. One goes here. Okay, now they're aligned. I'm going to hit apply. So my next move is right now that I have this fabric aligned, I could go and keep on working. Perfectly fine. But what I want to do next, I want to implement. Yes, implement. Now what that does, when I go back to my workflow, okay, it's the tab that it's on right now is on working on it. And when I open my fabric again, let's say you didn't finish the job. I don't know, you had lunch. Could happen. So now if I download guidance maps, I have my original image, I have tiling tools. That's good for like few reasons. One, if I need to do some heavy lifting modification, I can download tiling tools, go to third-party softwares, and I can upload it again as tiling tools. I can re-upload the original, work on or upload type guidance, and I can go back and forth. Super convenient. Another thing, with the tiling tools, sometimes when I'm working, let's say, for example, I have everything perfect. I have the tiling assistant. I have everything working perfect. And I just need to do a tiny clone tool like for the finish of the fabric. I find it more safe to hit implement, have that version, do the clone tools, make sure like if something goes wrong, you can always go back to the previous version of the tiling tool. So having said all that, I will continue to work in a one-way go. So you'll know you can definitely do both ways. I'm just showing you the benefits of all options. So let's hit preview. And what I'm going to do next is the crop tool. And that's a scanner scan of a seersucker made by Textura team. So and it managed to keep like the vibe, the atmosphere, I would say, the nature of the seersucker, but without the blurry areas, which is super important. Okay, so I'm just adjusting the boundaries. Let's see if I've got them right. Start of the white, end of the white. Let's see if I've got them right here. End of blue, start of blue. You see, not perfectly match. I will do alignment inside my... Oh, those are pretty good, actually. Okay, I'll do extra alignment inside just in case. But, yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, and let's say, do I keep it? Okay, no, I don't want to keep it on the border. I just use that cross sign and switch to be in the center of the blue area and not like right at the border of the white and the blue. Just to make sure the AI will know better where to work. Okay, setting my boundaries. Hit discard. styling assistant. Drag. 1 second, let's get to the right place, right spot. Okay, other side, other side. Wait for me. There we go. No, I want that tiny bit right in the place. Okay, looks about right. I'm finger crossed. AI work for me. Okay, no, no, definitely no. Okay, let's see what bothered you. There's this wrinkle here that I might better get rid of, or like take a chunk without it. I'll try to choose another boundary. Okay, I'll discard. And let's say I'm going to take that boundary. I know I wanted this one to go here. And this one. Oh, I'm in the middle now, right? Okay, so I'll take this one, move guide to be the edge, and then I'll move it. I'll take this one to be the edge here. I did the line inside. Okay. No worries. I'll do it in a sec. Okay, so one here, one here. Forgot I wanted to align inside. Okay, and I'll take this one down here. Looks pretty good. Okay, I know this webinar is like an extra minute here, but we're gonna finish very soon with that fabric. So I really want to show you the results. Thank you for bearing with me here. I'll hit discard. I'll do alignment inside my selection. Another trick. One here. One here. Auto detect moved a little bit. Yep. So you. Okay. One here. And one here. There we go. Apply. And now I'll hit Tiling Assistant again. There we go. Tiling Assistant. Okay. Be a friend. Right at the borders. Okay. There we go. Okay, what do we have here? Somehow I've made, went too far here, my bad. Is that a side good? Cool. Okay, grid. Check in. No, I still have, this one is thicker. Something going on with my repeat. Let's see where I got it from. Okay, I'll hit discard. I'm pretty close, but I have like one line that is thicker. That's supposed to be my boundaries issue. Looks a bit wider here. Yeah, okay, okay. I think it's a bit wider in the area. So here. Yep, the blue, my selection for the blue stripes was a bit wider, so it made a bit, in fabrics you get to see everything, right? Like some line, some thread will be a little bit thicker or thinner, like with 2 pixels, and you'll see it all over. So yep, that was that's the right selection. Am I good here as well? You know, I'll choose at the borders, and I'll choose the borders here just to make sure I'm not making again a tiniest extra blue. No, I am making an extra white. Okay, I'll fix that. There we go. Start of the white. And okay, now I'm good. Again, so that's my boundaries. Just to make sure, I want it to be working in one go now, hopefully. Apply here. And tiling assistant. Okay, let's do it. Fabric. I've made it twice yesterday, so it's gonna work. There we go. Okay, left click and drag. One second. Oh, my computer is not happy with me. No, it's working. Thank you. Okay, I'll fix the boundaries here. I'll fix the boundaries. No, don't move. Don't move my guide. Fix the boundaries here. And I'll fix it here. Okay. Third charm, like tries a charm, right? Oh yes, it worked. Perfect. Seamless repeat here at the edge. No issues in the middle. Now I'm happy. Now I can call it a day. Okay, I'll hit apply. Implement. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and this fabric right now went to processing. That can take a few minutes. Oh, once you're in a workflow, then you can choose if you keep working on it or if you're gonna generate maps. So I'm gonna hit generate maps. It's in processing for me, but I can definitely show you the one I've made yesterday. So there we go. So the seersucker is here. That's how it looks like on the maps and on the presentation. And of course, if you're interested in a more advanced webinar regarding the advantage of the workflow and the way we can work with the workflow, please write me, and we'd be more than happy to invite you to such a webinar. And also, like I really had a great time experiment with your fabrics and trying out, and you're welcome to send me any type of fabrics or question or anything you have, even if we don't have that webinar. You have my email. So if you need any of our help, we have a full dedicated team of customer support right here for you. For customer success, and we're more than happy to help. So I hope you enjoyed that webinar, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.